Well, hi guys. Today I am going to be doing a tutorial on painting Hello Kitty. This is the little design that I've done, and what I wanted to do was really show you all how to paint Kitty herself. You're going to need one of these sandwich bags. It's a Ziploc kind of sandwich bag that has quite thick plastic. I've got this one from IKEA. It's absolutely perfect for the purpose, and I've cut a little square of it out so I can do this design. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is paint a black oval. So I'm using the plastic as my actual palette, don't really need anything else. And I'm going to paint a black oval, as I said. Now the advantage to doing your design on this plastic, there are three advantages really. First of all, I can paint every design with my right hand. Now, when I've tried painting Hello Kitty with my left hand, it has been an absolute nightmare. So I can do every design with my right hand. Then, if I make a massive mistake, it doesn't matter. I haven't ruined a manicure. I can just throw that one away. And thirdly, it means that I can do my Hello Kitties very well in advance, and then when I actually want to apply them to my nails, they're all done and ready. So as you can see, I've painted my black oval, and now I'm going to take my dotting tool and I'm going to make a mark through where her ears need to go. Now the gap in between her ears is quite small. It's smaller than you'd think. So I'm just taking out the black polish. And now I'm going to paint in her ears. They lie at approximately a 45-degree angle. So I'll put this one in here. And you can be seriously messy doing this. We're going to refine the design later on. You don't have to be exact. And now I'm just going to move this white polish around into all the places it needs to go. I'll start out with her forehead, like so, and then come up into her ear. And her ears are like fat little triangles sitting on top of the oval that we made before. So just think of her face as a nice rounded oval with two fat triangles sitting on top. And it doesn't matter if this isn't perfectly exact, we can go back with the black later. And you see I'm just doing that line again. A little bit more on this side. And a little bit more here. Now this is where we can, this is a moment where we can, if I get that in shot, just change her ear a little because it's not quite right. How does that look? That looks okay. And this is where we use our cocktail stick. Cocktail stick is a great thing to use when making these stickers because it allows me to just go along and thin down this black line in places where it's gotten too thick. Just like that, and turn it around, which is why I've cut it into this little square so I can keep turning it and turning it. It makes it easier. Scrape it off. It's important that these lines on her cheeks are thin. If they are too thick, when we add the whiskers, you won't really be able to see the whiskers very well. Rounding off the top of her ear, just like that. Keep turning it round. And I think I'm just going to leave that to dry now. Well, I've left that to dry just for a couple of minutes, And now we're going to do the details, which of course are the more difficult things to do. So with my brush, I'm taking a little bit of polish. Don't load your brush, that's too much. Don't load it with polish. You just want a little bit on there. And I'm just going to do her first whisker quite high up her cheek. The thing I find most difficult with Kitty is her eyes. I always manage to get them in the wrong place, so I'm going to leave them till last. I'm going to do everything else first, and then I'm going to place her eyes. And as you can see, I'm doing these whiskers too long, and it doesn't matter. When the design is dry, I can trim them. It's just important to get them right on her face, on the white bit. You know, you can make a massive mess all over there. It doesn't matter, we can remove it. Just as long as these bits are good enough. Do a little V shape, and I am pressing so lightly with my brush. And then on top of the V, a slightly curved line like that. I really am quite bad at doing her nose, so I'm just going to leave it there. It's an impression of a nose, really. And then her eyes. Her eyes are always low down and very far apart. If you do them too close together, it just looks wrong. They need to be quite far apart. So I'm just going to press lightly with my brush and make a mark that is like a little oval shape. She doesn't have round eyes. Do you know what? I've done those whiskers too far in. So I'm going to clean my brush again, take a little bit of white, and I'm just going to try and fix these whiskers. And then just blend it out, pull it out a little bit so it's not a big lump of white. Now when we come back and put our top coat on, it will disguise the fact that I've patched that. And now I'm going to place her eye about there. Turn it round and I'll just redo her whiskers. Like that. Here we go. Now, the final thing to do is her bow. Oh, this one doesn't look as good as that one. Oh well, never mind. The final thing is her bow. And this is actually a really simple way of doing it. Take a fine dotting tool, dip it in your black, and I'm just going to do 2 black dots where her bow needs to go. Then wipe off the dotting tool and choose a nice solid colour. I've got this pinky lilac. Bit more. And do a smaller dot in the centre of the black dots, like that. So it's got a little black outline around it. Then a black dot in the centre of that. Oh, a bit too wet. There we go. I should have left it to dry. And then again a pink dot on top of this centre black dot. And there we have her bow. And she's done, really. She doesn't look quite as good as her sister here, which is very unfortunate. I just did this one earlier, it looks much better. But never mind, it's still pretty good. And what I'm going to do is wait for her to dry for about 5 minutes, and then I can apply the top coat. Well, the one above is dry, so I'll do the top coat on this one so you can see how to apply it. I'm using Sash Feet, which is great for this technique. Start on her whiskers and come over, and you must cover her whiskers and top coat. Sash Feet is very good because It doesn't smudge your nail art. And it remains flexible. So when I peel the sticker off, it isn't quite as likely to shatter. Whereas if you use a different top coat, it may well do. You can use any clear polish you want. You just need to put that layer on top, and that will give you a thick sticker that will peel off nice and easily. And I've left this overnight. I've put my sash feet on it. I've left it overnight. And now I'm going to roll. See if you can see. I'm going to roll the packet through my fingers, and it just comes off as easy as that. And we are left with our little sticker. I've got my scissors, and now I'm just going to trim off this excess of polish. And as you can see, I can trim down these whiskers a little bit as I do it. And I'm trying to do this in shots, so it's a little tricky. You really do need to chop off the extra clear polish. If you don't, there is a possibility that you will see it when you stick it on your nail. So you need to cut as close as you can. And this also allows you to chop off any bits you don't like. So if your whiskers look a bit too long, you can chop them off and make them shorter. I've chopped all that off. Now I'm going to use a kebab stick. It's a wooden kebab stick with some sticky blue tacky stuff on the end. And that just means I can pick it up really easily. And then I'm going to get my top coat. I've painted a random nail so that I can show you guys how to do this. Personally, what I do is I hold my design and I take my top coat, here it is, and I'm taking off as much polish as I can off these bristles. I do not want masses of polish. If you put too much polish on this, seriously, it'll splurge out. Oh, I've got a little fibre in there. It'll splurge out and it'll look really bad on your nail. So I'm going to hold it like that. Take a little fibre out there. This is my nail, and I think I'm going to put her at a jaunty angle. I do love a jaunty angle. It makes everything look better. I'm just going to hold it there for a second so that she sticks. Ooh. There we go. And then gently pat her. This kitty isn't quite as good as the other one. This is definitely the best one I did. But, you know, never mind. And I'm just holding it down. And because I didn't put much polish on, there is absolutely no splurging of clear polish underneath. It's very important, otherwise you get into such a mess. Press it on like that. And then I'm going to put on my top coat. Make sure your top coat goes all the way around the edge of the sticker. That will mean it stays totally in place and doesn't budge. And people will just think that you have painted it freehand and that you are incredibly talented. I'm using Essie Good To Go top coat for this because it's my favourite. And there we go. My little Hello Kitty. And this one will be ready tomorrow. And I will be able to just take it off, cut round, and put it in a little box ready for the day when I want another Hello Kitty manicure. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, if you found it helpful, check out my channel and subscribe and let me know so that I can do a few more of these step-by-step how-to tutorial thingies. And I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.